Okay, this is a survival mode. I think this one's gonna be called survival mode. I'm in the middle of a Gunk series, and did 16 that I posted, but I still have footage for some more. They're doing construction outside on the street. And I have a few issues. Have my good old hands right there. They're widening the street out. There's actually going to be a brand new street pretty soon on the west side over here, the west side of this corner property. Might spend a little more time on this, a little more than I wanted. And lately it's been 9 minutes that I started alerting myself. It used to be right before 10, you know, like 9 minutes 50 seconds, but never closing time. Haven't been closing time. It's looking good out there though. Running the street, there's gonna be a high school further down. You can see a tractor right here, tractor over there. So whoa, actually they're building, they're already on the south side over here. Yeah, they're already starting on this street right here, on this side. Come here, Poopy. So anyhow, we'll do the walkthrough and then we'll try to get to survival mode. I already touched on some of the issues in other pieces. I think it's still dirt right here. Tore out the asphalt. This might not be survival mode actually. If I run out of time, I'm fascinated at the speed they're getting this done by. Just a couple days ago they started putting the curb in. The sidewalk. This land was purchased in '73 right here. And house was built a couple of places down. Look at this brand new sidewalk right here. Nice little sidewalk. Might be able to see the top of the high school through the trees over there. The new high school they're building. So they're improving all the amenities. So it's pretty nice, I guess. It's still dirt, but anyway, let me get back over here. This might be a Gunk piece after all. I'll talk about survival mode, another piece there. A little startled that they're already that far around the corner. So they'll be done in a couple days. Hello, Poopy. Little wiener dogs from next door. Hey, what's up, man? What's up, dog? And so I've never seen those before. I don't know if they're new. Someone threw a bottle over here. Okay. See how much time we have. And if it's 5 minutes or more, then probably get into it. So survival mode. I'm gonna graduate if all goes smooth. Oh, there's a squirrel. Wow, little squirrel. Probably barely missed it, but summer, it's hot. Little squirrel just squirted out. May of 2011. That's when the ceremony will be of diploma. In October, as early as October. Next week, you know, just as a matter of formality, a couple of my grades are going to be released from community college, and after that, it's just a matter of time. And the Cal State should have already sent it. They said 2 to 4 days, so this might be the 3rd or 4th day here. Okay, survival mode. We might get it. I have good credit, decent credit. Pretty much off the bat, out of high school. My dad invested in a pizza store, and became a challenge because the pizza store never got off the ground. The investment was in Marina Valley, right when March Air Force Base was closing. Something called the California Recession started hitting. But I went through community college, got two years degrees in 5 years. Worked at a warehouse, you know, mentioned the different pieces. I had an American Express, you know, Visa, MasterCard, and a lot of department store cards and everything, and I was pretty responsible for a few years. And the same year that my dad's credit went kaput was the same year, you know, pretty much mine did, which is 98, because we lost the house, which was a couple lots down over there. He had a hard time finding work. I got fired during the leave of absence. Took my case to National Labor Relations Board. We had tried to start a union at a place that was eventually bought out by Staples Center. This is an office products place, because they were firing some of my buddies for almost arbitrary reasons. And when it got to the guy who's my closest buddy at the time, we contacted one of our friends from the Teamsters, trying to start a union there. And I got fired during the leave of absence. And you know, I knew some people from labor studies at the college I went to. And you know, I did everything I could to remain working, you know, till the end of college at least. And that was January 2nd or January 4th. I think it was sent on the 2nd, that you know, this so-called fire thing, and I received it on the 4th. So I leafleted at the place, and I only had outstanding recommendations there. But I kind of went in survival mode, and tried to make it off Stafford loans. And that last semester, had I not been fired, I could have made it on half the amount I usually do. They have so much money to borrow, where it's interest free until you graduate. Then you could borrow the same amount, you know, basically double what you have for a Stafford loan, but interest starts accruing as soon as you cash a check. And I tried to borrow the extra amount. You know, I was paying rent out there in Claremont. You know, my dad started working, ironically, at Staples, and said his boss was like a, you know, compared him to a Nazi, basically, slave driver or whatever. And it wasn't that easy for a while in 98. 98 was probably the toughest financial year I can remember in my life. Even though we lost the house in 95, I still had credit, still, you know, job and all that, and you know, as far as other people in the family, they were doing okay. And I'm coming on 9 minutes right now, so this will just be another gunk piece. I wanted to spend the whole time talking about this idea of survival mode. I touched on it in a different piece, but I wanted to, you know, devote the whole thing. And I was gonna interject this one into the other gunk pieces that have happened, just so as a matter of titles, when you're looking through the titles, you know, you could have some kind of clue, you know, what that period of my life was like, you know, as this goes on. But I'm going to bid you adieu right now, and I'll start the camera rolling again. We'll do another gunk piece. I might load some more on or whatever, and then that's it. Okay, you guys have fun.